Dollar, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes or no, sir. So
Yes, sir.
I just talked to Casey a while ago, and she said they're waiting for this discovery request thing to be approved or denied. The lady's name we talked to in there is named Karen, and usually you have to leave a voicemail. She'll call you back. That's where we're at right now. Pretty sure we're not the only lawyers that are having this problem. Well, according to Terrence, she didn't come out and admit it, but seems like we weren't the only ones, is what you said. So just sit tight, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put the phone down so you can't see me.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, so all this other stuff.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to County Court at Law number 2. My name is Judge Terrence Holmes. I'm the presiding judge here in County Court at Law number 2. This morning we have our announcement docket. And when I call your name, please come forward with your attorney. If your attorney is not here, we'll wait for your attorney to arrive because your attorney may be handling another matter in another court. If you are not represented by an attorney, when I call your name, please come before the bench by yourself. Now I see on Zoom, we have Attorney Henry Coe.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Coe, is that your client, Tyler Butler?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, this is cause number 24-CCCR 1268, case of style of state of Texas versus Tyler Neal Butler. Mr. Butler is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Butler, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And Mr. Butler, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Henry Coe. Attorney Coe, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge.
And Mr. Coe, state is represented in this case by Attorney Haley Simmons. Attorney Simmons, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Coe, what is your announcement in Mr. Butler's case?
Judge, we're still having the same discovery issues. I don't know the answer as of now. I've talked to Casey this morning. She says we're waiting on a portal access request to be approved or denied. We're talking to a lady named Karen Mayfield. She's the one that's helping us. I don't know the issue. Karen and Casey are going back and forth, so we're still stuck at the same place. I don't know what the problem is. This case was handled by Mr. Hubel before. I guess Ms. Simmons is going to handle it now.
No, Mr. Hubel is just out today, but it's still Mr. Hubel's case.
Okay, so if I can get him to email me an offer, I can discuss it with Tyler. So when I get the discovery in my hands, I don't know if it's going to require me to send Casey up there, but I know she called Karen this morning and left a voicemail for Miss Mayfield. And Karen has told me specifically to have Casey call her, and Casey did. So that's where we're at. It's not going to be a lot of discovery, I don't think, but I don't know what the issue is. I really can't explain it because I don't understand it. I just know that's where we're at still.
Okay.
So maybe today we'll have an approval or denial, and then they go in. And I don't know how it actually works, to be honest with you. Casey just my discovery.
I think they just give you access.
Can I respond?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Coe,
Yes, ma'am.
can you hear me?
Barely. Go ahead.
I'll speak with Karen whenever we leave for docket today and follow up with what the discovery issue is.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hubel does have an offer in the file. I'll email that to you on his behalf as well.
Okay, thanks, Judge. Judge, I promise I'm not trying to hold this case up. You know I'm not.
I understand. I'll
Okay.
speak with him.
Once I get the discovery and an offer, I'm sure we'll have this case moved, Judge.
Okay, this case, we'll reset this case to March 28th of 2025. Now, on that day, Mr. Coe and Mr. Butler, you need to be in court in person.
Okay, we will be
I
there.
actually have court March 28th, Your Honor, in Hardin
Now?
County.
Oh, okay, let's get
Who?
the date. Hold on a minute.
Is that our date in Hardin County, Tyler?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset to March 31st,
Okay.
2025.
So we'll
you
be there in person.
in person, you and your attorney. Mr. Butler, you're free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They will be given notice. And Mr. Coe, you're free to go as well. Your
Yes, sir.
notice,
Thank you, Judge.
your reset will be sent to you. Mr. Coe, you have a blessed day. Mr. Butler, you have a blessed day as well.
Yes, sir. Thank
You
you.
too, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons.
Okay. Okay. Okay, this is cause number 24-CCCR 2778, case is style of State of Texas versus Jordan Jace Livingston. Mr. Livingston, is that your full name? Mr. Livingston, how are you doing?
Good.
That's good. Now, Mr. Livingston, I see here your case was reset to give you an opportunity to hire your attorney. Have you hired your attorney?
Been fine.
Which mean you can't find one?
Prices too high for me.
Okay. Now, hold on a minute. Let me look at this. Mhm. Mr. Livingston, on January 28, 2025, you appeared for arraignment. And at that time, you said you wanted your case reset to hire your own attorney.
Mhm.
Now, you saying that, you don't think that you're able to afford an attorney? So if you, want an attorney, you cannot afford to have an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you, but you must first fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Do you understand that?
Right.
Now, is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the bailiff is going to give you some paperwork. That first document will be judge's explanation of rights of defendant without attorney, which is the same document that you signed on January 28, 2025. And on that document, you will place your initials on the third line to the left at the bottom, and you will sign and date it. The third line states, I want to apply for a court-appointed attorney. And then you will, there's a 3-page document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. You will read and sign that document. What you will do is read the first page. Well, you'll fill out the first page, the entire first page. And on the second page, you will fill out the top portion that is titled Defendant's Oath, and then the middle portion that is titled Unsworn Declaration. And once you fill out those 2 documents, we'll call you back up and we'll see whether or not you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you may have a seat and fill out that paperwork. Rudolph Lasaint. Mr. Lasaint, your full name is Rudolph Anthony Lasaint.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how you doing, Mr. Lasaint? That's good. Now, Mr. Lasaint, I noticed here on the docket sheet, it states that this is your last reset to hire an attorney. Let me look back. I see that you first came in November of 2024. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
At that time you said you wanted to your case reset to hire an attorney. Have you hired your attorney?
I will apply for court-appointed attorneys.
Okay, so if you're gonna apply for a court-appointed attorney, we're gonna give you a clipboard that's titled, well, that has the paperwork on it that's titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. You will place your initials on the third line to the left at the bottom that states you would like to have your case reset to hire your own attorney. And you will sign the bottom of that document. And then on the next document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence, you'll read and fill out the first page. And then on the second page, you will sign where it says Defendant's Oath. And then at the bottom portion or the middle portion that says Unsworn Declaration, you'll fill out that portion as well. So you could just have a seat on the wall in that chair, fill out that document. Good morning, Mr. Huh?
I said, yeah, let me get my numbers.
Good morning, Mr. Avina. Mr. Avina, your full name is Salvador G. Avina? Yes. Mr. Avina, you have two cases. One case is a criminal trespass, the other case is I need a clipboard, terroristic threat of family or a household member. Now, as a defendant in a criminal case, you have a right to have an attorney. You have three options. Number one, you can hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Number two, if you want an attorney, but you can't afford to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option? Do you understand that option? And number three, you may represent yourself if you would like to waive or give up your right to have an attorney. So if you don't want an attorney to represent you, you can represent yourself. Do you understand that?
Yes, I cannot afford an attorney.
Okay.
And,
Okay, she's gonna give you a clipboard. Just hold on a minute. I'm gonna go over that document with you.
Okay, give me 1 second. Stay right there.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your name?
That's how we let you know who's from out of state.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, now, Mr. Lasaint. No, not Mr. Lasaint. Mr. Avina. That first document that you have before you is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. In that document, it states that as a defendant in a criminal case, you have three options regarding your right to have an attorney. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. And number three, you may represent yourself. Now, if you want an attorney to represent you and you have enough money to hire an attorney, your case will be reset, which means you'll be given another court date from today to give you time to hire an attorney. The next paragraph states that if you want an attorney, but you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you, but you must first sign a written waiver of your right to be represented. But you must first sign an affidavit of indigence. That affidavit is a 3-page document that's on the clipboard. You'd have to fill out the first page and then the top portion of the second page that says defendant oath, and then the middle portion that says unsworn defendant's declaration. All right. Now, if you would like to represent yourself, you'll have an opportunity to talk to one of the assistant district attorneys to see if you can settle your case. Okay, but you must first sign a waiver of counsel. That means that you must first sign a document saying that you would like to represent yourself and you do not want a lawyer to represent you. Do you understand that?
yes,
Okay. Now, you should be aware that there are dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney representing yourself may result in the worst outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant rights and opportunities related to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to represent yourself, you may change your mind at any time and request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. At the bottom of this first document, there are 5 lines over here to the left.
yes.
If you would like to hire your own attorney, you'll place your initials on the first line to the left. If you would like to request that an attorney be appointed to represent you, then you will place your initials on the third line to the left. If you would like to represent yourself, then you'll place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Once you have finished initialing one of the 5 lines, then you would place your name on the line that's titled defendant, and you would date it today's date, February 28th of 2025. Do you understand? Okay? So he has a clipboard. You can sit down and make your choice. And then once you make your choice on that document, we're gonna call you back up.
It's okay to get out and make a call. I'm not sure exactly
Oh,
what to choose. Someone is helping me.
okay, you can. If you need to step outside, yeah,
It's okay?
that's fine. You working on it, please? Hmm? Okay, Mr. LaSaint, will you please come forward? Okay, court is back in session and call number 24 CCCR 2778, case of style, state of Texas versus Rudolph Anthony LaSaint. And Mr. LaSaint, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LaSaint, would you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, self you got?
Yes, sir.
LaSaint, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. LaSaint? That's good. Now, Mr. LaSaint, I have before me 2 documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line that states you like to have, that you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
I have another document that's titled Judge's Explanation, or excuse me, Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. LaSaint, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. LaSaint, you say you have no income?
Not at the moment. I'm really looking for a job right now. That's what I'm going to do today.
Okay,
Search, yes, sir.
okay. So, Mr. LaSaint, I read your answers. You meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney, let's see, this is. Okay, the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Langston Adams. Mr. Adams will be given information to contact you, and you will be given information to contact him. Our court coordinator will give you that information. Once she gives you that information, you'll be free to go.
Yes, sir.
You need to have him to take a seat, or can it? You can stand before the court coordinator. She's gonna give you reset. Once she gives you your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Mr. Livingston, Geraldine Livingston. Come forward. You finished with your paperwork? Okay, Mr. Livingston. Would you please raise your right hand? Swear firm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Mr. Livingston, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Livingston?
Good.
That's good. And Mr. Livingston, I have before me two documents. The first document was titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line state you like to apply for court appointed attorney? I also have another document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Engineers. You recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature? Now, Mr. Livingston, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Livingston, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you do not meet the eligibility requirements of the appointment of a court appointed attorney. And so, you have two options. You can either hire an attorney, if you desire an attorney to represent you, or you can waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. Okay?
Get an attorney.
Okay. So, you can just maybe scratch the line through that. The case is gonna be reset to give you a chance, to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Okay, you can stand before the coordinator. She's gonna reset your case. All right. It's ready. Willie Nash.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr.
Good morning. This is Willie Nash.
Yes.
Yeah, that door is locked. Computer. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is cause number 24 CCCR 1708. Case is style, the state of Texas versus Willie Hallmark Nash. Mr. Nash, is that your full name?
Yes,
Ms. Nash, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Nash, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, sir.
Ms. Nash, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Nash? Okay, Mr. Nash, you are represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney John Macy. Attorney Macy, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Attorney Macy, do you waive a record in Mr. Nash's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Nash, I have before me a document on my computer that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Willie Hallmark Nash, on or about June 12th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of failure to identify a fugitive with intent to give false information. Mr. Nash, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes,
And to this charge, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, no contest? Or you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Contest the charge.
Okay, you wish not to contest the charge. Now, Mr. Nash, I also have before me, well, now, are you pleading no contest, but you do not wish to fight the charges? That's what you said?
Oh, no, sir. Yes, the second one you had said,
That, okay, you pleaded no contest because you do not, want to fight or contest the charge.
you contest the charge.
You don't want to contest the charge.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Nash, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment, which is on paper. Do you recognize this document?
Yes,
On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials on the line next to the box that says check nola contingere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal, you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes,
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
yes,
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
yes,
Ms. Nash, I also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document?
yes,
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
yes,
Mr. Nash, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
sir.
Did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes,
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes, sir.
Mr. Nash, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State officer states one.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Macy, you've advised and counseled Mr. Nash. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nash, your attorney, Mr. Macy, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nash, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally incompetent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. state, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering a $750 fine plus court costs.
What is this court cost? You said 277? Okay, Mr. Nash, the state is offering that you pay a fine of $750 plus court costs of $277, which comes to a total, that's $1,027. Yeah, comes to a total of $1,027. Are you able to pay that today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nash, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Nash, do you have the paperwork? Okay. Just to have us stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you can go downstairs to the county clerk's office, make that payment, and then bring the receipt back up to this court. And Mr. Macy, this is your only case.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, yes.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. This is cause number 24 CCCR 2446, case established state of Texas versus Robert DeAndre Bill. Robert Bill, would you please come forward? Mr. Bill, your first name, your full name is Robert DeAndre Bill. How are you doing, Mr. Bill? That's good, Mr. Bill. You're representing your case by your attorney Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Vasquez, what's your announcement in Mr. Bill's case?
Judge, could we have a reset? I'm waiting to hear pretrial diversion may be available, Mr. Bill.
April second week, we need to set this in the second week of April for pretrial diversion. Okay, just, you doing the reset? Okay, this case will be reset for April 9th of 2025. To give your attorney opportunity to, see if you, is accepted into pretrial diversion, okay? So you're gonna get your reset from our coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. And Mr. Vasquez, once you get your reset, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you have a blessed day as well.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
You gotta come get your.
Is Wilkerson still in trial?
Your Honor, he texted me this morning. He said he'll be over after he finishes the 3 cases he has in PC.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Gemlin Quibido? This is cause number 24 CCCR 2560. Case is South State of Texas versus Jamlin Brooke Quibido. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, your case was reset the last time to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Have you hired your attorney?
No, sir, I've been working out of town, so I just got back in contact with one, and I was supposed to go talk to him today.
You are, okay. Let's reset our case, to hire. This is, Ms. Quibido,
Yes, sir.
page 6. This will be your final reset. Okay. Uh, give us a reset date,
We want on the Friday or on the week, Wednesday,
which day is best for you?
Wednesday.
it'll be April 16th.
Okay, this case will be reset to April 16th, 2025. You're gonna get your reset from our coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rika Anderson? Is you, okay. We heard from Ms. Delage. Brandon Deems. Brandon Paul Deems. Oh, he's in custody. Jeremy Johnson. With that, oh, that's you. Okay, you represented by Mr. Peter Dahl. Yeah, that's what we'll have to wait for your attorney to write. You could have a seat.
You said Johnson, right?
Yeah, but your attorney is not here, so you can have a seat. Okay, well, he's not here, he may arrive, but we can't do anything since you have an attorney. Okay, just have a seat and we'll wait for your attorney to arrive. Okay. Jasmine McDaniel. Okay, you represented by Mr. Doyle too. Let's see, that was reset. And Mr. Macon is outside with Miss Gills. Who? Oh, that's right, James Macon did say he had to go next door to take care of another matter.
I think there's only 2 prosecutors working it this morning, so I.
Okay.
expect to go right now.
Jason Nix is in court. Skylar Stapleton, that's you. You're represented by Bruce Smith. Have we heard from Mr. Smith?
Yeah, I'm next door, I see what I'm trying to go.
I can just repeat your two.
Derek,
Mr. Smith is in.
okay, he is.
Mr. Lodge is in, right?
Okay, Derek Jones.
Bruce Smith is at the bench in CDC.
Who's Derek Jones? You, okay, we'll wait. Mr. Wilkerson, where is he?
He's in CDC, Your Honor.
Okay, your attorney is next door. Well, it doesn't work just like that. You just need to have a seat, wait for your attorney to arrive.
He's in CDC. Bruce Smith is before judge in CDC.
And Mr. Woodrum is on this one, but I got.
Read your on this one. Can you give me that guy's name?
She had one house, I don't know, I haven't got up from all. Because she did.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line that state you'd like to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself?
Yes,
I also have another document that is titled waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. Do you recognize this document?
yes, Your Honor.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Avina, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, I
You
did.
understand what you read?
Yes.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
No.
Is
Yeah.
everything in this document, is everything in these documents true and correct?
It's true and correct, yes.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Avina, just have a seat back there in the gallery, and one of the prosecutors is going to come out and talk to you. Just have a seat.
Thank you.
Miss
Yes.
Mosby, you can hand this to one of the prosecutors. Mr. Nix, are you ready on your case?
Your Honor, if I could have just 2 moments, I apologize, I just finished 2 trials down the hall.
Okay, that's fine.
Derek Jones.
Yes. Okay, we need to get a prosecutor.
About that?
Okay, this is cause number 24 CCCR 2248, case of style, the state of Texas versus Derek Jones. Mr. Jones, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Jones? How are you doing, Mr. Jones? You doing so-so? All right. Now, Mr. Jones, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Marcus Wilkerson. Attorney Wilkerson, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge, thank you.
That's good. And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Shane Hilton. Attorney Hilton, how are you doing?
I'm good, Your Honor. Thank you.
And Mr. Wilkerson, what is your announcement in Mr. Jones' case?
Your Honor, my client would like to request a reset from the court due to health and mental health issues that he alleges he's experiencing at present. He has received an offer from the state and is aware of his 3 options.
Okay. Now, let me do this here. So. to reset his case, you stand to reset. This is Derrick Jones, page 4. Oh, so it'll be reset to April 16th. Okay? Now, you have that information. You can get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman to keep your attorney informed about your situation. All right? And if you need any additional help, just let your attorney know. He can contact the court. And if there is some other help that we can provide, we will do that. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Y'all have a blessed day. You're welcome. Mr. Smith,
Yes, Your Honor. Skylar Stapleton.
Skylar Stapleton. Mr. Stapleton, your full name is Skylar Kincaid Stapleton.
Yes, Your
How you doing, Mr. Stapleton?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Stapleton, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Bruce Smith. Attorney Smith, how are you doing?
Doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Smith, what is your announcement in Mr. Stapleton's case?
Your Honor, we have, been checking with the prosecutor, asking her to review a video, which she did, and this morning she replied, literally this morning, she replied to us, and changed her prior offer. And so I need just like 30 days or so in order to
Okay,
discuss that fully with my client, so we can
Okay.
make a decision the next time we come to court.
okay. Give us a what? Okay, this case will be reset to April 16th, 2025. Mr. Stapleton, you're gonna get your reset from our coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. You have a blessed day, Mr. Smith. You'll be free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have a blessed day as well. Salvador Avina? How you doing, Mr. Avina?
Good, thank you.
Okay, now, Mr. Avina, you are representing yourself in this case, in the state. That's the assistant district attorney had tried, make some contact with the victim, in this case. The victim speaks Spanish,
Yes, sir.
and so there's a,
There's a language barrier.
yeah, there's a language barrier between STEM and the state. So the state is going to probably call her up, call the victim again with a translator, and then they'll be able to communicate that way. But that can't be done today. So your case is going to be reset. I know that you live out of state, is that correct?
Yeah,
Or you work out of state?
I live there also.
Okay, so we can give you a reset, schedule it a couple of, maybe 60 days, 2 months from now. Is that fine with you? Because I'm trying to read your body language. I'm looking at your face, and you seem like you was thinking about something.
I was trying to, and then also when I talked to my brother Sean, he said if we can get this fixed or done today, I don't have to come back.
Well, I understand that.
If I
But-
may,
Yes.
can I speak? I don't feel comfortable moving forward on the case without speaking to the victim or having any type of communication. I could absolutely be in contact with a translator to speak with the victim before the next setting, so we could resolve it on that date, but I have no offer to relay without actually speaking to her. With the language barrier, I can't make any communication with her.
So it has to be reset.
Do you want to pick on Friday?
Is a Friday best for you?
Yes,
What day of the week? Okay. Yeah, put it on a Friday.
April 23rd.
Let me see, April 25th. Oh, now this case is a
Just-
2020 case.
It's 2020 and just
Was he
given the
just
age,
recently arrested? or
I'll
something?
have to take a look at it, Your Honor. It wasn't on the docket.
I turned it myself.
Yeah,
I turned it myself.
he turned himself in. I mean,
I understand, Your Honor,
it
but
took
without
5
speaking with the
years.
victim, I don't
Might be
know how
another
to move
5 years
forward.
before we see him again. Wow. Okay.
And also if it was possible
Okay,
to do by
no, we can't do it.
in Denver and
No.
screen, something like that.
He talking about doing it by Zoom, but
Well, the
you
next
talking
court-
about, no, but he can appear by Zoom, but I mean, we still gonna have to
next
get
court
him
date, we
down
should
here.
Certainly have a plea available. I need time to get with an investigator. I don't know who's available. I don't know who's upstairs to have some type of translation to speak with the victim. And given the age of the case, I'd rather move forward with speaking with the victim and seeing how they want to proceed. I don't feel right giving him an offer at this time until that's been done.
Okay, well, given the age of the case, like we might be here in 2030. Yeah, I know. It's just 5 years. It's 1,626 days old.
Oh, you said 5 years the case is because when I left, I thought everything was take care of it. I didn't know I have warrants. I still remember Mrs. Reeves. I paid her cash,
Reeves?
$1,700, my savings. I gave it to her, $1,700. So she said, done. So me, I thought was clean, good. So when I went back to Denver, I start doing my job and then,
They had a warrant.
and then exactly, I find out when they send me to a military base, I told my boss, send me, I'm clean, I'm good. Send me to
Right.
those federal places, military, boom. So when I got there, they told me, we cannot let you in, blah, blah, blah. You got this in Denver. I tried to take care of it in Denver. I talked to police, I talked
Thank
to
you.
sheriffs, I went to police department.
Yeah, all right,
And I called here.
right,
And they told me I had to come here, so I just left
Right.
it. And then I got laid off in the job, and then when I went to
Right.
the other job, they sent me again to this military base.
okay,
And they told me, and also in the military, I have to take care of this, they give me 30 days to take care of it,
okay,
or they will not let me in. So I try to, like I said, when I left, I thought everything was good. Clean,
I understand, I
clean,
understand, I
clean.
understand.
I did.
Okay, so you,
I'm a little upset because of
If I may.
all this, I mean,
yeah, I understand, yes.
Well, I
nobody
know-
told me in any way, mail, not,
Uh, Mr.
nothing.
Avina, the prosecutor wants to make a statement.
I'm not trying to avoid the age of the case. I do understand how old it is. My issue is the offer could drastically change depending on how the victim wants to proceed. That's my concern here. She very well may not want to, and she very well may. So with that, I don't feel comfortable finalizing any type of offer until I've spoken with her personally.
Okay,
Can I say something, please?
yes,
When they put me out of jail, they took me to Conroe, they left me there. And, I still,
in Conroe?
yes, sir. And then, I work, I save money, I buy me a whole car. And when I left my keys in the car and I need help to get my keys. So when I saw police, I said, hey, he can help me. So I went to the police, mister, can you help me? He started asking me questions. I should have said. And I answered all the questions. I got arrested.
I understand,
Like I said, I didn't know anything. If I knew, I come here and say, hey, this is me, to take care, because I want to be good, I want to be clean, I don't want nothing. I got arrested, sir, for asking for help. I got
Okay.
arrested.
okay,
And all this started right there.
Yeah,
All these
okay.
things, all these
I
things.
understand. But what the state of Texas or what the district attorney's office is saying that they cannot go forward with making you an offer to settle your case today because they want to talk to the witness or the complaining witness or the victim in the case. Okay? And so since they cannot go forward, then your case has to be reset. We can give you I understand that the inconvenience for you. We can give you the time so that you can make further arrangements to come back here. At this time. Okay, so I mean, the state, like I say, the state is not going forward today. Okay. So, let me ask you, what's that court date?
And
Is
depending on.
is
how
that
the-
April? Okay, is that a good date for you, or would you like to,
After, like,
I can do it
after? I don't know, we can't go 4 or 5 months. That's a little bit too far. I mean, how far is this here? This is 2 months? Yeah,
I guess.
well,
I
what
just
about,
feel
we'll give you 90 days, 3 months,
Okay.
okay?
I just feel this is not fair, like, because I've been through all this, And like I said, I didn't have no notice. And I mean, since the time that keep me in control, I think it's just a mistake, because like I said, no.
Let me ask you, see, how long
no
did you
one-
stay in Cairo?
I stayed there, I don't know how long, over homeless on the street for like,
No. I'm just asking about how long did you stay in jail in Cairo?
probably 10 days.
10
They
days.
kept me there 10 days. I was just asking for help.
I understand.
And after that, all this and.
How long did you stay in
Yes.
jail? How long did you, now you turn yourself here in jail, right?
Here it was only a few days, Your
Two,
Honor.
2 days.
2 days? Okay, that's,
Depending on when I speak with the victim, Your Honor, and had this been on my docket, it's something I would have done prior to court today. It wasn't on our docket at all.
yeah,
Maybe something that's disposed of prior to him even needing to come back, but I don't want to give an offer without speaking with him. to
Understand.
confirm.
Now, this was a case that wasn't on our docket. You just showed up.
No, he was on.
No,
No,
he
he
was
was
not on mine.
He
They
bonded
fixed
out.
their docket on the 26th.
Okay.
He was still in jail. He bonded out. I put him on the docket for today.
Okay,
Their docket was early, so he was on the docket as of yesterday.
okay. Mhm. Okay, what's that date? 90 days? Yeah, give him 90 days. What would that put us? What would be 120 days to put us? Should be in June, huh? February, March, April, May, just 4 months.
I'll get on it immediately after docket, Judge, and like I said, if it can be disposed of without him needing to come back, it will be.
But we're gonna put it on June 20. We're gonna give you 4 months. Okay? Yeah. Okay, you're gonna get your case reset? You're gonna get your reset from our coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. Now, you've called the court, didn't you? You in the past? Okay. Because I'm saying if that date, if they hadn't did anything by that date, we may have to have you appear by Zoom, where you won't have to come down here from what you say, Denver?
Yes.
Denver, okay. All right. You know, once you get your reset, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day, have a safe trip.
Yes.
All right. Joe Martin. Oh, that's a dismissal. This was an add-on? Oh. I got, hold on, wait, the date. I thought this, no, I thought this here was ready. You don't have nothing ready? I thought it was ready. That's the first one that came up, Joe Martin.
He's sitting in that, no, he's in the holding cell, but he's sitting in the area where you can walk in and talk to him.
Okay.
It probably has to do with the son Gillis Hills.
No, because it's saying right here, it's sent back to you somehow.
Says send back to him.
Yeah,
He- If it's sent back to him, he can forward it.
can you sign in for me one more time and I'll take a look at it?
That door is locked. That door is locked.
Salvador.
Oh, Miss Anderson, would you please come forward?
She is not satisfied with my representation and she may want another attorney.
Okay, this is cause number 23 CCCR 2220. Case is styled the state as Texas versus Eureka Committa Anderson. Miss Anderson, is that your full name?
Yes,
How are you doing, Miss Anderson?
I'm not well this morning. I'm well in health. But I ain't well in spirit right now.
Well, okay, well, it's a good thing you're well in health, because it could be a whole lot worse if you wasn't well in health.
Right.
Yeah, you could be well in spirit and bad in health. You wouldn't be feeling too good.
That's right.
Okay. So, and so Ms. Anderson, you're representing your case by your attorney Jennifer DeLodge. Now, Ms. DeLodge, what is your announcement in this case?
Miss Anderson would like to go forward to trial.
Okay. You're gonna just place it on the trial docket. Give us a reset date.
I talked with him. He's abandoning the answer for this.
You gotta just shut that, just press the button, shut it off, and then sometimes it comes back on and works right with it. In the meantime, they can use this one. Here you go. Hey, you can use this one. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna reset the case for trial. Give us a trial date.
Just reset it and check with her.
It'll be April 7th.
In this case, we reset for trial April 7th, 2025. Ms. Anderson and Mr. Lodge, get your reset. Ms. Anderson, once you get your reset from our coordinator, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
You as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
And hope that you're feeling better spiritually. All right, yes.
I will work real quickly.
Okay.
Directly.
Court meeting may be.
I use the courts to do mine. Mine to use judges to do those, because I think she took going back.
Well, I want this clear.
Right, that's.
She needs to have a judge.
It's okay.
Okay, where's that other tablet that they just had?
Two right.
I think I do. Turn it on and off.
Well, it wouldn't.
I'm just making sure.
How come it works so easy for you?
Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
It wasn't working the other.
Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 24 CCCR 0868. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Brandon A. Nash. Mr. Nash, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nash, would you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nash, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Nash?
All right.
That's good. Mr. Nash, you're represented in your case by your attorney, James Macon, Attorney Macon. How are you doing?
It's Friday, I'm doing.
That's good. And Mr. Macon, do you waive a record in Mr. Nash case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Nash, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Brandon A. Nash, on or about May 17th of 2023, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed a Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Nash, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
To this charge, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, no contest?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Nash, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments on my tablet. This document was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. Now, Mr. Macon, I need you to erase the box that you have checked and check the box that's Class A misdemeanor. Thank you.
That was up there.
Yes. That's how they wrote it in the statute. Now, Mr. Macon, well, Mr. Nash. Do you recognize this document? Was misdemeanor plea admonishment is also labeled as State Exhibit number 1. In this document, there's one box that's checked at the top that states that this is a Class A misdemeanor. Range of punishment for a Class A DWI is same as a Class A misdemeanor, minimum 0 days, a maximum of 365 days in Jefferson County Jail, and a fine that or a fine that does not exceed $4,000, or you could be given both such fine. But do you understand the range of punishment for a Class A misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials, 2 sets of initials. One set is JRM, which is your attorney's initial. Another set of initials is next to his initials. To place your initials next to your attorney initials.
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
And the next box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
We have a discovery certificate. Have another document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Mr. Nash, before you sign in, completed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Nash, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State number states 1.
Any objections?
No objection, states 1.
No objection, states exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Macon, you advised and counseled Mr. Nash. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nash, your attorney, Mr. Macon, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nash, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 180 days probated over 1 year, $500 fine, 40 hours community service, interlock, and DWI standard conditions of probation.
What's the court cost?
If you mess up on your probation, you go to jail. You're not invited. No drinking and driving. No robbing banks. Wait for me outside.
Okay, Mr. Nash, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you would not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $377. You'll also be required to pay a DWI conviction fine of $100, probation fee of $6 a month, urinalysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. You also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the police. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $172 a month. Will you be able to pay the $172 each month? You'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service, install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, attend a completed DWI education class, have an alcohol assessment, and adhere to the other standard terms and condition of DWI probation. Mr. Nash, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nash, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Nash, you're gonna stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else ready? Tricia Lang Gillis or Gills?
It's Gillis, Your Honor.
Okay.
This is the case you were going to correct.
We need a copy of the information. Copy of the information in this case. It has Gills on here. Okay. Now, this is called number 23CCCR 2391, case of style of state of Texas versus Tricia Lang Gills. Now, Ms. Gills, is that your full name?
Gillis.
Okay, so it's Tricia Lang Gillis. Okay, state, you'd like to make an amendment?
Yeah, Sharon, they
Sharon.
moved to amend the information to change the name from Gills to Gillis, Gillis.
Okay,
We have no objection.
and do you waive notice?
We waived them.
Okay. All right.
Just by him. Your office, the first amended information.
No objections?
No objection.
Okay. Now, Ms. Gills, Gillis, I have before me a document that is titled a first amended information sheet. In this information sheet, it alleges that you, Tricia Ann Gills.
Yes.
Okay, I'm reading what it right. I didn't see the what. Okay, Tricia Lane Gillis, on or about March 25th of 2023, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Ms. Gillis, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes,
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yeah.
And are you pleading guilty because you also, you know what I'm just looking at here? You might have to put in here AKA, because I think the way they explained it, just with the name change, you might have to put, because they're gonna have in the system as Tricia Lane Gills, and you may have to put AKA Tricia Lane Gillis, so they'll be able to connect the two.
On the information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I said it.
And you initial, you have any objections, Mr. Mencken?
No.
And you waive notice?
Right.
And you waiving notice?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so information reads, first amendment information is says Tricia Lane Gills, aka Tricia Lane Gillis, on or about March 25th of 2023, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. You understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Gillis, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Information. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yeah.
On page 2 of this same document, there's 2 sets of initials, JR JRM, which is your attorney's initials. Did you place your initials next to your attorney's initial? On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of the document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case. You have no right of appeal. You understand that statement?
Yes.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
I also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Ms. Gillis, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
And Ms. Gillis, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
State offers takes exhibit 1, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. States exhibit 1 will be admitted. Mr. Making, you advised in counsel, Ms. Gillis, is there any evidence that she's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Gillis, your attorney, Mr. Macon has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Ms. Gillis, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
Your Honor, we'd ask the court for 180 days county jail, probated for a period of 1 year with a fine of $500, 60 hours of community service, the requirement of the interlock device, and the standard DWI conditions. And also as part of the agreement, we agreed to have this sentence run CC with a sentence out of Orange County, Your Honor.
Do we have a cause number, Orange County?
I brought that with me. I can call that in, but no, I don't have it with
Yeah,
me.
we'll need to have it for the, I gotta pronounce it on the record and then put it in the judgment. Other than that, I don't, if it's silent, it's still CC. Yeah, that's what the law says,
It's
yeah.
PC, that's all.
Yeah, as long as if it's silent, it's still CC. Okay, what is our court cost? 377. Okay. Ms. Gillis, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you were placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $377. You'll be required to pay DWI conviction fine of $100. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month a urinalysis fee of $15 a month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DW Education initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Ms. Gillis, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yeah.
And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Ms. Gillis, I'll follow, okay, also, Ms. Gillis, I got that mentioned. You'll be required to perform 60 hours of community service, install the interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, attend a complete DW education class, have an alcohol assessment, and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your DWI probation. Do you understand the state's offer? What was the question?
Yeah, yes.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Ms. Gillis, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Gillis, you're going to stand in front of the. Mhm. No, we're not. It's not. So are you going to stand in front of the court coordinator, follow her directions? Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Who we have next? Just have a seat right there in the first chair on the wall.
Mr. Fuentes, please.
Fuentes is ready. Jesus Fuentes. Okay, this is cause number 23CCCR 2566. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Jesus Angel D. Rafael Fuentes. Mr. Fuentes, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fuentes, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Fuentes, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Fuentes, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Fuentes? Doing good? And Mr. Fuentes, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Jason Nix. Attorney Nix, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge.
And Mr. Nix, do you waive a record in Mr. Fuentes' case?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Fuentes, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information sheet is on the computer. It alleges that you, Jesus Angel D. Rafael Fuentes, on or about August 30th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of harassment. Mr. Fuentes, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fuentes, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked no contingent. You place your initials on this document.
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, that's titled trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The next box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have another document here that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this doc? Do we have these documents?
Yes, sir.
This is out of district court. Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Fuentes, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
You understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge? Fuentes, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State Alfred State's one.
No objection.
No objection. States Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Let's see. Mr. Nix, you advised and counseled Mr. Fuentes. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Not at all, Your Honor.
And Mr. Fuentes, your attorney, Mr. Nix, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fuentes, I will accept your plea of guilty, no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 1 year deferred probation, $500 fine, 60 hours community service, and the defendant is to have no contact with the complaining witness Taylor Arnold.
What is this court cost? Okay, Mr. Fuentes, state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 with court costs of $277. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, your announcement fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $154 a month. Will you be able to pay the $154 each month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required to perform 6 hours of community service. You cannot have any contact with the complaining witness, in this case, Taylor Arnold. And you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Fuentes, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that it's fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept it?
Sir.
Mr. Fuentes, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Fuentes, you're going to stand in front of the court coordinator, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day.
And Judge, we need to get his ankle monitor removed off of him. So if we can just let.
Get that form up there. There's a removal of the GPS. He's no longer on bond. No.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Okay, you free to go. You have a blessed day. Let me see.
Most of them, I don't think they're going to the address. Just Google it. Thank you.
So we need, we're gonna need Cindy
Yes.
to translate. You're gonna bring out Dems. You're gonna bring out Dems. Deems.
Oh, yeah, oh, okay.
She's not available right now. Well, I can, I was gonna go in and do Mr. Dems right quick. Deems, why don't you come on up? Court is in session and calls number 24 CCCR 2576, case is style, the state of Texas versus Brandon Paul Deems. Mr. Deems, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Deems, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Deems, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Deems, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Deems?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Deems, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Jennifer DeLodge. Mr. Lodge, do you waive a record in Mr. Deems' case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Deems, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Brandon Paul Deems, on or about June 11th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of false report to induce emergency response. Mr. Deems, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Deems, I also have before me on my tablet a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials, BD on the line next to the box is checked. No contingent, which means no contest, as you place your initials on this document.
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant by the Appeal, you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right to appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. You understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Deans, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Deems, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
State offer state one.
Any objections? No objections. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Lodge, you advised in counsel, Mr. Deems, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Deems, your attorney, Mr. Lodge, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Deems, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 158 days in the Jefferson County Jail, credit for 158 days, and a tax and retire all court costs.
Mr. Deems, the state is offering that you serve 158 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 158 days. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means you will not have to pay it because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Deems, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Deems, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Deems, if you do not have anything else on your jail, you'll be getting out of jail today. Mr. Deems, please stand next to the bailiff, follow her direction. Once you finish following her directions, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Lodge, you're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right, stand needed. Next,
I believe it's Rodriguez.
This is cause number 23CCCR 24 2462 case style state of Texas versus Uliski Jorge Rodriguez. And Mr. Rodriguez speaks Spanish, he speaks some English. And we have Miss Cynthia Renteria, who is our translator. Ms. Renteria, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to interpret Spanish to English to Spanish to help you God?
Yes.
Okay, you may put your hand down. How are you doing?
Good.
Ms. Renteria? Good. Ms. Renteria, ask Mr. Rodriguez if his full name is Uliski Jorge Rodriguez.
¿Ese es su nombre completo?
Julieski
Ajá.
y los apellidos Rodríguez Jauregui.
Yes.
Okay, and ask him to raise his right hand.
¿Alza su mano derecha?
You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
¿Usted afirma decir la verdad, nada más que la verdad, so que lo ayude Dios?
Sí,
You may
Yes.
put your hand down.
Baje su mano.
How are you doing?
¿Cómo están?
bien.
Good.
Good. And he's represented in this case by his attorney, Don Boudreaux.
Su
Attorney-
abogado es el señor
It was
Woodrum.
one of Mr. Tash's cases,
Okay,
and I'm standing in.
you're standing
for
in
him.
for Mr. Tash. Ask Mr. Rodriguez if Mr. Boudreaux has his permission to stand in for his attorney, Mr. Takash.
El juez quiere saber que si él tiene su permiso de representarlo a usted en vez del señor Tash.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled citation. This citation was filed by the Texas Department of Public Safety. And in this citation, it alleges that you, Uliski Jorge Rodriguez, on September 28 of 2023,
Con la fecha de septiembre 28 de 2023,
that you committed the Class C misdemeanor offense of speeding 10% or more.
que usted fue cargado con el cargo de velocidad con 10 grados o más de lo permitido.
You understand what you've been charged with?
¿Sí tiene el cargo que tiene contra usted?
Sí.
Yes.
Yes, and this offense occurred in Jefferson County, Texas. Do you understand that?
Y esa ofensa ocurrió aquí en el condado de Jefferson, ¿se entiende?
Sí.
And
Yes.
to this charge, how do you plead?
Y para este cargo, ¿cómo se declara? ¿Que no contesta el cargo?
No contesto el cargo.
No contesta.
No contest? Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Se está declarando que no contesta el cargo por usted mismo voluntariamente.
Sí.
And are you
Yes.
pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Y se está declarando que no contesta el cargo porque no quiere pelear estos cargos, ¿es cierto?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Boudreaux, you are waiving a record in Mr.
Yes, sir.
Rodriguez's case. Okay. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, I also have before me a document that's titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
¿Reconoce ese documento?
Sí.
Yes.
On page 2 of this document, there's a set of initials on the line next to box that's signal contingent, which means no contest. Are
Eso-
these your initials on this document?
¿Esos son sus iniciales en este documento?
Sí.
Yes.
And on the next page, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
¿Esa es su firma en ese documento?
Sí.
Yes.
And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
¿Reconoce ese documento?
Sí.
Yeah.
Is this your signature on the line as title defendant?
¿Ese es su firma en ese documento?
Sí.
Yes.
At the top of this document, there are two boxes checked. The first box says check states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
La primera cosa que está marcado es que no tiene el derecho de apelar el caso, ¿sí entiende?
Okay.
Yes.
And the next box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
La otra está diciendo que se está dando de alta de apelar el caso, que no gusta apelar el caso.
Okay.
Okay. I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification.
Ese
Recognize this
documento también tiene el juez, reconoce ese documento.
Sí.
Yes.
Is this your signature on the line as title defendant?
Ese es su firma.
Before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Boudreau, go over these documents with you?
Antes de que firmara esos documentos, su abogado le explicó los documentos.
Sí.
Yeah.
Now, did Ms. Renteria go over these documents with you in Spanish?
Ahora yo le expliqué esos documentos en español.
Sí.
Yeah.
And did you understand everything that she went over?
Y sí entendió todos esos documentos. Yes.
Is everything in these documents true and correct?
Todo en esos documentos es cierto y correcto.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, are you a citizen of the United States?
¿Es usted ciudadano de este país?
Residente.
Resident.
Okay, what country are you from?
¿De qué país es?
Cuba.
Cuba.
Cuba? Okay. So it's not a mandatory notification. You want me to give them to me in English or Spanish? Which one? you think?
Oh, whatever you want, Judge.
Okay, it's one here.
Esto nomás está diciendo que usted no gusta que notifiquen el consulado de su país, ¿ok?
I have before me a document that is titled, it says English for all foreign nationals. Do you recognize this document?
¿Reconoce ese documento? Yes.
Sí.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled signature?
¿Ese es su firma?
Sí.
Yes.
And the word is circled no below the statement that asks, do you want us to contact your consular office at this time?
Ahí usted dijo que no necesita que notifiquen el consulado de su país. That's true.
Okay. Now, Mr. Give me his discovery certification badge. I'm gonna need him. There's a paragraph on this document that's titled citizenship.
Ese documento tiene también abajo algo de ciudadanía.
And it states as follows: if you're not a U.S. citizen on a plea of guilty of no contest, it may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or denial of naturalization under federal law.
Bajo esa ciudadanía nomás está diciendo que el que usted se declare que no contesta el cargo corre el riesgo, no necesariamente sea que vengan por usted, pero corre el riesgo de que migración venga y lo deporte de este país.
Do you understand that?
¿Sí entiende eso?
¿Que me pueden deportar?
Ujú. A lo mejor no es algo que lo van a hacer. Corre ese riesgo.
Pero Moruti que
Sí, porque se está declarando que no contesta el cargo. Está bien.
You still want to go forward with your
¿Quieres
plea
seguir
bargain agreement?
adelante entonces con el caso?
sí,
Yes.
Okay.
y eso puede pasar.
Oh, I need him to initial.
Corre el riesgo, no es que lo vayan a hacer, corre el riesgo.
Did you have him the initial
Okay.
below that paragraph?
Yes, sir. Si puede poner sus iniciales aquí.
Here you go.
Aquí mismo, ponga sus iniciales.
Let me see that again. I forgot that.
No me contesta el cargo de así.
Está declarando culpable del cargo.
Okay. Now, we're gonna go, now, before you sign and initial these documents, did Ms. Renteria go over these documents with you in Spanish?
Antes que firmar esos documentos, ¿se le explicaron los documentos en español?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you understand everything that she went on?
Y si entendió todo lo que se le explicó.
Sí.
And is
Yes.
everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Todo eso es cierto y correcto. Yes.
State
Okay.
offer states one at this time, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, sir.
No objection, states exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Boudreaux, you advised in counsel, Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, sir.
Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand
No,
trial?
sir.
And Mr. Rodriguez? Mr. Boudreaux has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his services?
¿Está satisfecho con el servicio del señor Boudreaux? Yes.
And Mr. Takash has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his services?
Y el otro abogado también está satisfecho con sus servicios.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, I will accept your plea of no, well, Mr. Boudreaux. Pursuant to the case of Padilla versus Kentucky, did you advise Mr. Rodriguez of the consequences of him entering a plea of guilty and no contest to these charges?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, I will accept your plea of no contest.
El juez entonces acepta su culpabilidad
I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial.
y él puede ver que está
Let me
mentalmente
see what
competente para
I will
tener
also
este-
find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given.
y que también esto lo hizo voluntariamente.
And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Y que también hay suficiente evidencia para encontrarlo que es culpable de este caso.
State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering a $50 fine plus court costs.
What is this court cost? Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, the state is offering that you pay a fine of $50.
El Estado está dándole que pague una fianza de $50
Plus court costs of $277,
más el costo de la corte que son $277,
which comes to a total of $327.
que es un total de $327.
Will you be able to pay that today?
¿Puede pagar esa cantidad hoy? Yes.
Now, Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand the state's offer?
¿Si entiende la oferta del Estado? $50 más el costo de la corte, ¿lo entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
Sí.
And do you think that is fair and just?
¿Usted cree que es justo la oferta?
And do you
Yeah.
accept it?
¿Y quiere aceptarla?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you entered into with the state. Mr. Rodriguez, please stand next to the bailiff and follow their directions.
Va a pasar enfrente de la oficial.
Oh, he's gonna have to be released from that to go downstairs and make a payment.
I will go downstairs with
Okay.
him and pay it, Judge.
Okay. Okay, now this will conclude the calling of the court's announcement docket on the day's date of February 28th, 2025. In County Court at Law number 2, Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day. Thank you, Ms. Renteria.
Oh, you're welcome,
And Mr.
Judge.
Boudreaux, you're welcome. Mr. Boudreaux, you're excused. And prosecutors, you are also excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Okay.